I've been enjoying my time playing Mecha BREAK, as I'm sure a lot of other people are. However, there's one mech in particular that I now have a love-hate relationship with, and that's because I can't figure it out. It's got an identity issue and only really does one thing great, and that's just disruption. The mech I'm talking about is Serenith. If you've played this mech, you probably know what I'm talking about. This mech has a very cool kit. The only problem is it just doesn't do anything well. And it puts the question in my mind, why am I picking this mech over a different mech? If you want to be a range shooter, just go with the sniper classes. So if you want to be tanky and upfront, which this mech isn't, obviously you're going to go with the Stego and those other like frontline heavy defense mechs. If you want to fly around and shoot people from afar up in the sky, why don't you just be a Falcon or Sky Raider? If you think you're going to heal, guess what? You're not going to heal. You don't have any healing, so what are you really supporting? Be one of the support classes. If you're going to try and brawl, you don't have melee, so guess what? Just be the Welkin. If you want to be an assassin, you can be the Panther, right? There are better mechs that do what you would want to do that Serenith cannot, and Serenith's only thing is to just disrupt and annoy. Now, I'm not saying you can't be good with her. I'm not saying you can't win. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying from my point of view playing this mech, it's lacking and makes you wonder why you're playing this one specifically when you can achieve certain objectives a little bit easier using other mechs. Problem with this mech here, even though I want to so badly like it because it looks cool, my first problem with this mech is its classification. This is not a support class. Let me make the case for it throughout this video. Number one, I think it should be labeled as a light attacker. When we think of support classes in practically any gaming genre, they all seem to have the same thing in common. They are going to heal, shield, or buff your allies. This mech's kit doesn't have anything to support with. Its primary fire is average in terms of damage. Its right click also does damage. Now it's a little bit better, but it's also easily dodgeable. Now there's a case for the claw you can kind of make, but that's about it. The skill after that is more of a defensive skill just for you. And then the last one just enhances your main weapon and your right click ability, which are damage dealing abilities. So please, Mecha BREAK, tell me, where's the support? So I think they need to kind of rework it, or maybe not even rework it, just kind of enhance some of the primary fire damage and maybe the right click, just so we can actually move it into the category of being a light attacker, unless they alter or rework one of the current skills to be a healing skill, which would be kind of sad because I like the claw, I like what it does. I like the third option in terms of shooting and seeing through walls. Maybe the mech could heal through walls, and the defensive skill is needed, otherwise you're just going to get that ass whoop, so it's nice to have that skill too. Where it feels right now, it's just too even across the board for everything, and if you're even across the board, again, it brings us back to the main question: why would you even pick this mech? And here's another example of why Sarinith is not a supportive class. It involves the orbital targeting system, which, by the way, is a badass skill. Calling down that big old laser on these bastards, blowing them up. But it has one major drawback, and this is why I don't think Serenith is a support. When you drop the big charged ability, it damages all units in the area. So that doesn't mean it only hurts enemies, it hurts your allies, and I'm pretty sure it even hurts you. That sounds very anti-support to me. Let's say one of your teammates is being charged by two people, two melees, a Panther and a Welkin, right? You have a fully charged orbital ready to go. What a support class would be able to do is to point that right at your teammate, drop it, have the big explosion go off, dealing damage to both of those mechs. Now they could either stay there and try to kill that mech, take massive damage, or they can back off. That sounds very supportive. What's not very supportive in that same scenario is if you drop that and you end up killing your teammate. I'm just saying it doesn't really fit the supportive role. Moving on to the claw. Now, I like this claw. Let me tell you, this is the best part of Serenith, is when it comes to those matches where you got to get the keys, you got to press F on whatever little objective you got to do. I think she's really good at that because she has the long range claw that can go ahead and kind of sneak some of those keys and that data up out of there. Very handy. What's also handy about it, and what I like, is the fact that you could shoot it at an enemy. It's really good on like a Welkin if you can manage to get him before he starts beating your ass, right? He puts up the box, you shoot it at him, bam, he's now your ally for 4 seconds. That's basically the duration of the box, I think. Once it's over, you could fly away, and he's kind of now he's still going to chase you, but at least you could fly away. Again, I don't really see anything supportive about it. Just seems like a normal skill for a different mech, right? They gotta have different skills. This is just one of those unique ones. The defensive skill is just that, a defensive skill to keep you or try to keep you alive as long as possible. And the recon kit just kind of furthers my view that this should be a light attacker. Now, I know some of you are out there are killing it. Please let me know how you're doing it, what you're doing, because I really do like this mech. I just want it to be better so I can have a better time with it and not feel like I'm just hanging around while everyone else is doing stuff. It'd be nice to be somewhat impactful, and I just don't feel like it's there at the level of being impactful the way if I wanted to support as a healer or if I wanted to deal damage as a damage dealer. So hopefully some of y'all let your opinions be known down below, and I'll see ya on the next one. About this man. Many men wish death upon me.